you came up with a new idea on tracking passes that I think is the essence of the game. And if we just had people appreciate the value of the pass, and I wonder, Jordan, if you could talk a bit about what you've added to what Tom started in terms of keeping track of completed passes during games and just throwing it out there for awareness sake.
Thanks, Wally. Yeah, good chat here. It's I'm not sitting in my office in the school, but I am in the school. I'm the closest to I can be to the Wi-Fi router, the only one that's working in our brand new school. So as I'm trying to be on summer holidays, but it's not really taking very well this year. But oh well, we'll keep going. But yeah, Wally, giving credit where credit is due, this is actually Tom's thing with keeping track of passes. And when you showed that to me, what Tom was doing and how it was really helping the U13s become a far better puck possession, more offensive group, I adopted it last year with U18 players and had a parent in the stands keeping track of passes. But the other piece with it was keeping track of consecutive passes. So if they got to the 3 or 4 or the odd time 5, the parent was keeping track of that number as well. And what we were finding is anytime that you were completing more than 3 passes in a row, it was usually leading to a good offensive opportunity. Because you were definitely possessing it, definitely getting it deep in their zone, and then being able to get a good offensive chance off that. The kids started to really want to understand it, and they set goals for themselves on the number of passes per period that they were going to get, as well as goals for number of consecutive passes. And it was a good buy-in piece in understanding the importance of sharing the puck. And I think that that's one thing that we've seen. I know that you guys are talking about those highly skilled players, and one of the challenges that I've had for some of the highly skilled players is that idea of sharing the puck. Give that puck to someone else to get it back in a better position, so that you're not doing all the work yourself, or as Hal's player, losing it in the neutral zone after doing a whole lot of work. I had a coach, Hal, his saying on that one was, "Don't be yours the stick where the play goes to die." So he always kept track of which players the play died on their stick, and if you were it too many times, you didn't want to be holding that record, because it usually came with a different conversation if it was more than once. But those sorts of things. And Wally, when you're talking about magic bullets and some of those things, Peter, I really like what you're saying about people understanding that their own reality. And I think that that's something in being in education, you see that as I'm sitting in a brand new school here that we're opening in the fall, parents wanted to come and tour this. We toured the students earlier on, and the parents wanted to come. Some of them quite indignant that they didn't get the opportunity yet, but we didn't have any furniture or equipment in the building. And so the kids, because their reality is education right now, they could envision what this school will be like, well, in another 2 weeks when they get here. But the parents, because most of them went to school at minimum 15 years ago, they don't see the school the same way. They can't envision it the same way the kids can. So that's the same with the game. When you talk about the structure that used to be there and those sorts of things, sometimes as coaches, we're trying to be innovative and move the game to where the game is going, and parents don't see it. Like last night, I was working with a group of 09s and doing a lot of forward angle or surf angle stuff with them, and in having to put in the rule no skating backwards, so that the kids would get that understanding of forward angle, getting shoulders in front of shoulders, hips in front of hips, and going hips through hands through the stick, and angling off and taking the puck. Well, it's one of those pieces that I'm sure that there were parents in the stands that were scratching their heads and wondering, what the heck is this guy doing? My kid's a D. They're supposed to skate backwards. Well, we started with the backward striding first, but then went into the stepping up and surfing off. And I was fortunate to have Cassie Betnall on the ice. Wally, Cass just got home from graduated from Colgate this past year, and so I asked her, Cass, how many times did your D step up and take that forward angle? And she goes, oh, all the time. And I said, well, why didn't they choose to continue to skate backwards? And without even prompting her, she goes, because they give up too much time and space. And so it was one of those things that just helping the kids to understand that, and hopefully the kids can translate that back to the parents, so that we're all learning together that the game is moving from what it was. And